Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast with me, Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by Mr. Brand New PC, Mikey. He doesn't have a new PC, I do, but it doesn't matter. Hi, Mikey.
That's you have a built by committee PC.
Yes, well, no, built by Jason. A built by Jason Kirk PC. So as once again, thank you, Mr. Jason Kirk, for helping me build my computer. It's one of those amazing things where I would usually turn on the computer in the morning and wait, I think, for it to like completely settle, everything to be quiet and like all the programs to be up and working and all running. Took about 20 minutes. This one just works.
Yeah, I'm usually in the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, the new piece, it just goes. It happens. It's like, whoa, I get, woo, pawn straight away without having to wait. Amazing. I don't need to wait 20 minutes for that morning tackle. Good times. How are you doing though, Mikey? How did you enjoy last week talking with people from across the worldwide webosphere?
I enjoyed it more than what just happened.
Okay.
Dude, no, it was fun. They're not interesting people, but they're good people.
Oh, jeez, wow. God damn. All right. We're here to talk about Transformers news over the past 2 weeks.
Not a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say it's more realistically barely enough to get one episode or substantial episode out, but we got little snippets and snafus here. So we're going to kick off with Lemon Tree Toys, the LT-03 Purple Potato, which is maybe the third or fourth time we've seen this. Not coloured again this time. I'm pretty sure the last time we talked about it, we saw it coloured, but it looks like
we saw paint. We didn't see, because is this the first prototype?
No, I'm pretty sure we've seen this in grey prototype a few times.
Because I know we've seen art, but I don't remember something this visual.
No, we've definitely seen it before in this form, but maybe this is a new mold or something. So I'm not entirely sure. The information shared indicates the mold will have light effects. Yeah, this might be new. They might have added and tweaked things since it has some new light effects in his little wee hands, and he's got some die cast in him apparently as well. And some modifications to the original prototype. Aha, there we go. Yeah, I was right. Improved articulation and design. I not seeing the original one, I can't really speak for the design improving, but I'll take the word for it. There's another feature where you can... How do you like your shockwaves, Mikey? Do you like him with 2 gun hands, 2 hands, 1 gun hand? What hand gun do you want him to have?
1 gun hand.
That's my favorite too, I suppose, because he does have a few options there. Like I say, you can give him 2 gun hands, 2 normal hands, and by normal I mean seemingly translucent, or you can put the gun hand on either hand. So it's nice to have a few options.
Can he have a hand with a hand on top of it? A hand, if you will.
A hand. Oh, like the meme where it's like a hand with a load of hands on them, on the fingers, and then it's just hands all the way down.
Do you know the bit in Kobayashi's Dragon Maid's opening where like Toru's head just sort of pops out of all her horns?
Oh, yeah.
I want that, but with hands.
Yeah, but then you just want Toru, not Shockwave.
Yes, I want a maid that's a dragon. I don't think that's a secret.
No, that's fair. And you mean in real life rather than just like a toy version, I assume?
Yes.
That's fair.
Well, that's not a secret. Also, please make the second season. I realise why you haven't, but please make the second season.
Yes, but you said that as well earlier today about...
oh, God, I've been reading the manga.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Andy, it's so dumb.
Senton Gakuen. That's it.
It's so wonderfully dumb.
Yes, it looks it. And it's like...
Jin flipped. They pissed Jin off, and his response was, "Oh, I'll show you.
I'll be president."
That won't end well.
No. But it probably will never get a season 2.
I really hope it does.
Yeah.
But it won't because I like it.
Yeah, and it's one of those slice of life kind of comedy shows, and they usually don't unless they do stupid well.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Stupid well.
I blame you.
Never mind. Yeah, I'll take it because I'm disappointed it's not happening as well, to be honest. But what do you think of the Purple Potato, Mikey? Now that it's apparently been redesigned or modified at least somehow, and it's got new articulation, and we see a few of its kind of features and whatnot. Because we've been fairly positive on it.
Yeah, I dig it. The overall proportions and design look good. I really like the alt mode. I think it was quite inspired to have Shockwave turn into Galvatron's ship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense in the context of the movie, but fuck it.
Yeah.
I love the little backpack and I love the effect part. No, I think this guy's coming along really, really well.
I think one, not issue, but concern I would have is the two, well, maybe two, the little yellow effects parts coming out, the really thin bits, being translucent. Are they going to be easily snappable in the future?
That is a concern. But if they're just effect parts,
it probably should be okay. And also, like, the fragility of the, in the ship mode, the curved thin parts, we'll call them, that are attached to the engines. Like, if you drop this in ship mode, are they going to just, like, snap, or, like, the stress test on them? Like, how's that?
Yeah, no, that's always a concern.
Yeah, like I say, it's not major issues. It's just one of those things where I go, ooh, this could go bad. This could go bad quick. But no, again, like you say, I'm fairly positive on this.
I'm really hoping there's not like a translucent inner skeleton, so that like there's a button on the back and everything lights up.
Yeah, that could cause again a lot of issues. Translucent plastic, yo.
It has
scary stuff.
It has its place. Joints are not one of them.
No, yeah, try and use as little translucent plastic as you can is always the way forward. So G2 had it right. They only had it for like the eyes for the most part.
Yeah, but then they had gold.
They did. That was a faux pas, certainly. Do you want to take us on, Mikey?
Yeah, Toy World have revealed the new figures from their World War II line. This has been a line we've really liked of inventive takes on the movie toys. Previously, the most recent one was Biplane Starscream. And they have revealed images of their upcoming Hot Break, who is Chutrud, and Roadblock Barricade. So Chutrud is based off of an alt mode from the movie, I believe, or at least a vehicle from the movie. And he seems to come with a chair and the watch that killed Hitler.
Yeah.
Hot Rod comes with loads of guns and shooting the one that up at the time. I want to see it colored just because of all of these, this kind of matches the original Hot Rod silhouette the best. Which is a mixed blessing. Unfortunately, the same can also be said for Barricade, who is based off of his original design, with a military alt mode. Comes with a little frenzy, a table, a safe, and a saw.
Yep.
I mean, I like the accessories a lot, actually. But I would rather he was based off of the Last Night Barricade.
I think they kind of had to make him into this version, though, didn't they? To keep the movie, in quotations, continuity right.
I know they're making it up. They don't have to care.
Yeah, I think by this point they were given the veneer of caring. Oh, you mean the people making these toys? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think maybe again this is the more iconic look for Barricade. So maybe it's a safer sell than trying the the better design.
Is that a radio? Actually, not a safe. I think that might be. Yeah, that's a big radio.
Is it a phone? Because it looks like it's got a big phone on the side.
Yeah, and it's got a wind-up thing. How? Yeah. Who's using that?
Yeah, the one thing I want to mention here, both of the furniture things really annoy me because they're not big enough for either of these two robots to sit in.
Yeah, no, I would love to have a proper, like, it's human, vaguely human, like the radio's not, but it's vaguely human-sized.
Yeah, but then
they don't have a secret.
Yeah, what's going to sit in these? I don't know.
No, I don't know, because these are deluxe size figures? Yeah.
I think so. One thing I will throw out as well, I love the fact that Frenzy can be a driver inside Barricade. That's cool.
It's very fun, and it's obviously as convincing as what Barricade did and Frenzy did in the movie, which was walk by a bunch of armed people while holding a hand in front of your face.
That's right.
Sir. But no, honestly, I like these. I'm just not crazy about the aesthetic, but they look well engineered. I like Frenzy. I like the accessories. It's just I wish they were a bit more inventive.
And again, it's a side of Transformers that neither you or I are super interested in. Yeah. But it's an interesting take. It's taking the movie figures and doing fucking something different with them. So that's good in itself.
I love the ideas behind this, and from what I understand, the other ones they've done turned out real well.
Oh, you mean in terms of how they were received and stuff?
Yeah. Okay. And their overall quality, which, from what I understand, with Toy World is a big plus because not all their stuff wins.
Okay.
Do you have any other thoughts in these, Gandhi?
I want to give you a challenge, Mikey. Can you name a movie comic character that you would like to see in this line?
Oh,
Because there were... Yeah, there we go, yeah. I remember Wreckage. He was a really cool design, really. And they didn't do anything with him. For obvious reasons, but... Yeah. Because I couldn't remember any of the comics or any of the comic characters, so I thought I'd throw that in there and be like, well, if you could throw one guy, who would it be? So it's
Wreckage is the one movie toy, like original movie toy, I would buy again. If I saw it cheap.
I think was it Bludgeon, his repaint counterpart?
Yeah.
And I like that one more.
They didn't know it was going to be Bludgeon when the toy leaked, and they put it in the comic.
Oh, so right.
They had it Wreckage scanned a new vehicle mode.
It just happened to be the same vehicle.
Yeah,
just
but
different coloured.
But yeah, but no, I think these are coming together well.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that.
Andy.
Yes.
X-Transbots robots.
Yeah, X-Transbots.
Them guys.
They're doing the MX-18E Dr. Egg, which is not, unfortunately, Dr. Robotnik.
That would be amazing.
It would be good.
I think it would be feckin' risky to do a third-party Dr. Robotnik, but...
Who else is doing transformable Dr. Robotnik figures, though? That's a real question.
True. An Eggbot that turns into Robotnik, or Eggman, but turns into him.
No, not Eggman, say it right.
But like one of his little egg pod thingies.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
An egg pod from the classic game that turns into the redesign from later games.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm less on board with that.
What about the one that transforms into the Gary Chalk one?
That's better. Yeah, that's better. The Dr. Egg being a Quintisson judge, which to me looks really fucking similar to the Quintisson I have from a company I can't remember. Do you remember years ago they did one? Was it iGear? I honestly can't remember. They did. There was a company that did the judge, obviously the Quintisson judge, the prosecutor. I think it was. Yeah. I think it was iGear. I think they did They did a few of the other Quintissons as well, like the guy who pulled the lever.
Little Seekers.
Did they? Which Seekers?
The ones that turned into the Tetradets that had terrible faces.
Probably. I think so. iGear did a lot of up and down quality stuff.
I remember Impossible Toys. Was that it?
Oh no! This is going back a long time, Mikey.
I know, but because I remember Impossible Toys did like these really niche things that we all kind of liked. Oh, we like the ... idea.
But never the execution.
No.
So yeah, this is the Quintisson. It is very similar to that version that I'm talking about. The faces seem to be smaller, but I will say they are better sculpted. One thing that's really fucking me off is they are not all on the same level.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like they go up and down, and I think it's because of the shape of the heads and trying to squeeze them all on, but it's really aggravating me. I'm not OCD, but if I was, even though I'm not, it's pushing me towards it. I think is a better way to say it.
It also looks like you can move the heads from different positions.
I remember with the one I have, you could pull off the heads, but that was to open up the egg part to put the batteries in.
Because if you just look at Death is the only one I know the name of.
Yeah.
It's there's one where he's near the red-faced, where he's like the one in his left is the red-faced screaming face. Mm-hmm. Whereas there's another picture where it's a sort of yellow. It's the head surrounded like yellow in a crown.
Yeah.
The more long face, the elongated face. So you must be able to move the heads into different positions.
Possibly, I suppose. The tentacles don't look too bad. It look like there'll be some kind of just pliable wire kind of thing. What's with the sticking a cable in him?
He's got a USB slot.
Yeah.
Is he? Maybe he's got I wonder if he's got like a USB light.
Maybe?
Unless it turns out this thing's like a fucking hard drive or something.
Light up energy base and top it all off an automatic rotating face with light up eyes.
Yeah, I think this is USB powered. I'm looking at the prototype video.
Oh, right.
It rotates around and as it goes, each one lights up.
Okay. So it's not powered by a battery, it's powered by a USB cable.
So you can stick in a plug, I guess.
That's weird.
Or it is. I don't see the cable in this. Maybe it's a charger.
Yeah, that would make sense, I suppose.
Yeah. Which, if they want to have a chargeable battery in there, fair play.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks fun. I like how it's rotating.
It looks like it's probably pretty fucking big as well, because it's standing next to the Masterpiece Hot Rod, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of dwarfing him. Also seems to come with a small Quintisson ship, which looks like it'll have some lights and sounds and all that kind of jazz. It's okay. I don't think it looks amazing, though, especially seeing how big it is compared to a Masterpiece toy. I would have hoped that at the very least, being that size, the mouths could move. Even if it was just like on a little flap to make it move up and down, so you can but it can't do that, so that's a bit of a shame. It seems okay. It doesn't kind of blow me away, but it's like, yeah. If it's not too expensive, I suppose go for it.
Yeah, I was scrolling down. They're saying it's likely going to be $175.
No.
Now some people are saying for a 3-pack, and there'll be like a single pack option, but basically no one knows. I would say that's an expensive nightlight.
Yeah, I don't think you need 3 of these.
No, you need 5, Andy.
Oh no!
You can have 1 of each phase. I like the execution of this as a simple large figure with some gimmicky bits, but I like it. I really hope that's a wrong price, because that is at least, like, on a very friendly day, that's $200 more than it should be.
If it was that price...
Well, no, it's not $200 more, it's $100 more. $200 more would be like minus $75 or something like that.
If they're selling it for that price, there needs to be more to it.
Yeah.
Just to at least to justify it to me, at the very least. Because I don't really care about a rotating gimmick or lights, and I don't know how much that kind of adds to it. Take away the small Quintisson ship as well, because I don't... Again, that's not needed, so you could reduce the price that way. If it's a 3-pack, like you said... I'd rather just 1.
Yeah, but for me, like, those are really nice little gimmicks to include to bring something up to like a $60 mark.
Yeah, sure.
Because this is not complicated.
No.
And even before someone says, well, electronics, it's still not complicated.
No.
And I would really, I'm really on board with this at a reasonable price, and a couple of $100 is not a reasonable price for this.
No, $175 is getting close towards Flame Toys Kurakara Kiri.
Yeah, and like,
you
see that thing? Yeah, no. You can't compare them as figures.
No, and I'm pretty sure some of those have lights in as well, don't
they?
Yeah, or all of them
Taran
do.
Definitely does.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. It's a bit extreme, boys. I'd say no. Yeah, Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next thing? Unless you got anything else on Dr. Egg.
I don't know enough Sonic quotes.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm trying to think of one. All
that's
I can
no
think
good.
Of is Jim Carrey. That movie wasn't terrible.
Which movie? Oh no, yeah, that was it was quite enjoyable.
That was a surprisingly decent movie, but I can't remember any quotes.
Oh no, I can't remember any.
Thank God they changed the design.
Oh yeah.
That was bad. I know everyone said like it's the people who designed that shouldn't have been forced to rework it on really short notice, and no, they shouldn't. They should have made it right in the first place.
Yeah. No one should have agreed on that first pass design. No one should have said that was fine.
The artist should have drawn that. People should have gone, no.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been their choice. It would have been an executive that said, I want this, and then later on they went, oh wow, why is the internet on fire?
But yeah, so FansHobby have revealed prototype images of MB13 Ace Hitter, their version of Go Shooter from Transformers Master Force. So this is Ace Hitter. It's based on Go Shooter, not Siren. Yes. So this is a cartoon-accurate version of the mold. Let's just say that design took quite a few liberties with the toy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So this is a masterpiece size figure. It comes with a little posable Go Shooter who does the sexy Caroline pose quite well. He's doing the sexy Caroline pose, Andy. Look at him.
Yep.
And everyone who's thinking that, remember, he's 10.
Yeah.
You're all sick. Minerva is older, I hope. Reminded me of a Hololive thing. I thought I can't talk about Hololive anymore. I promised I wouldn't. But
Who did you promise?
Where one of them spent like 10 minutes explaining the difference between being a shonen con and being a shotacon. It's like, I am not a shotacon. I am a shonen con. There's a difference. Although they use Shinji in the example, and I'm just like, oh no, why?
Not Shinji.
Not Shinji, no. So yeah, it looks like a really solid little figure. Chunky, the head is the only thing that's fully done, but the head sculpt's really nice. The alt mode looks pretty decent. Minerva looks quite well next to it.
Have you heard any things on the Minerva? Has there been reviews and whatnot for her yet?
Generally seem that I haven't seen reviews on her, but the general thing for FansHobby stuff is that it's good, solid, like not super tier, but reliable quality.
Okay. And
the figures generally, like I know the Optimus they did, or the Jinrai, whichever one you wanted it to be, people liked. And I like how this guy looks. Obviously, I want to see him fully colored and not in a prototype. He does look like he's going to have a little bit of ankle limitation, but that's fine.
Yeah. Bit of a backpack as well.
Yeah, but I like how he's turning out. Hey, it's a masterpiece style thing that's actually vaguely interesting.
Yeah, because it's something that's barely touched.
Yeah. Masterpiece headmasters that no one talks about, and masterpiece master force.
Yep.
Two things no one cares about.
Hey, where are the pretenders? Where's Valrus and Blood?
Where is my 1/6 scale Mega and Giga? I want my witch lady in her witch hat.
That's right.
It's not much to ask in life.
Seems like it is. It must be G1 Season 1 and 2.
We got a dodgy Minerva figure, and that was licensed.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Did we get
Jinrai as well from that?
Yeah, we got Jinrai. They didn't look great, but I would, if I had money now, I would buy one. But the aftermarket on them is ridiculous. I was looking at the future X Goken Grumlock a while ago, and it's just like it was $40 when it was new. I didn't have anything on me. Now I got enough spare cash. $100, $100, $100, $100. Ooh, $60. Nope, $100 shipping. But I'll find him. My shelf will have a big metal Grimlock on it.
How's Megatronia?
How about you shut your goddamn mouth? How about that?
Because I'd like to know as well.
Belligerent and numerous.
Yep.
Honestly, if I get a windfall at some point, just a random windfall, I will spend stupid money on stupid figures. I've made peace with that.
Oh no.
But either them or I'll end up with like a metal build crossbone or something.
Oh no, that's what the people want. They're like, go on, Mikey, buy a metal build, you piece of shit,
and break it. Cut when you're snipping it or whatever you do with a metal build. Like, you'll cut it slightly the wrong angle and chip off a little bit of plastic or a little bit of metal, and it's just like, oh no, it's this tiny flake. No one will notice, but you'll know. Yeah. You'll see it every time. You'll know every mistake you make when putting together a model. It's so annoying. By God, when you're the amount of mistakes you recognize when you're making a model kit the most times. Now imagine when you spent $200 or $300 on it. Oh God, yeah, Jesus. I have no real interest in perfect grade. Thank God. No, because luckily they just do the boring ones. Yep, I don't care about your seeds. Nope. I've seen the show. I don't have to care. You know what? Give me what's her name from it? Flay. Yeah. The only person that you liked. Who was a bitch. The troubled one. Give me a figure of her. I'd buy that. Probably not one of the swimsuit ones, but I imagine they're easier to get. Oddly enough. I mean, it's easy to get a swimsuit figure from the Gaugai Gargoyles. Yeah. I don't really want a figure of Swan though. No. She's the least interesting one. Yeah. Shall I move on, Mikey? Program drive. I've gone Gaugai. I'm sorry. That's fine. That's okay. We have the DLX Megatron from Transformers War for Cybertron by Siege by ThreeZero. So this is like the Optimus Prime that we talked about 2-3 weeks ago, something like that, where it was that model made into a highly detailed one. This is that, but Megatron, and I think looks way better than their Optimus Prime. Yeah, it's also got the advantage that its toy has plenty of design functions they can fix. Yes. For want of a better thing.
He also has a better looking face than he did in the show because they didn't give him stupid kissy lips.
Their lips aren't that kissy.
In this or in the show?
In general, I've never wanted to kiss them.
In the show, they're very big and pouty.
Well, pouty,
they're very big and pouty.
But he's pouting a lot in it, so it works.
I think this just looks better, like lip proportion wise. It's not nearly as distracting.
I have done lip to chin ratio, and as you can find on this chart.
Yo, you want an example? This is Megatron before he went in for lip surgery. The show is when he had it, and you go, "Ooh, no, they went too hard."
He had the Botox, but he had too much.
Yeah, there's too much ass fat in his lips now. Ugh. But yeah, this is a toy. It's got some details and it's got some really nice weathering and
collagen.
stuff.
I need collagen.
I'm jealous of Overlord. It has to be
That's
done.
it. I've beaten him in every way, but how I take you when I kiss you.
It must be the lips, the final victory.
I must be full.
We see an image of what he comes with. He seems to come with 2 fusion cannons for some reason.
I believe there is a toy aspect to that. Yeah. Because it's the sword where you fold back the sword and it has a gun in the middle.
Okay. He also does have the sword. And then he has a little handful of hands and a stand. He seems to be fairly posable. Oh yeah. There it is. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's it. Like I say, I think he looks a lot better than the Optimus Prime. Though we were quite pleased with the Optimus Prime as well.
Although I will say this, as I hit my mic, as I always do, this kind of highlights that the Optimus's colors are too bright.
Yeah.
He needs to be darker.
I think that's fair. That's fair. Pre-orders are going to roll out for this. Well, they've already rolled out. It was the 7th of August, so you've either got it or you haven't, because they probably go quick, I would imagine. The estimated shipping date will be the first quarter of 2021. Shipping rates depend on the product's weight and ship. Well, that's not useful information at all, is it? It depends.
Well, it depends on the product's weight. Everything else. Hey, what are the restrictions at the time? Because, shipping of late.
Yeah, it's still a pain in the ass. None of the other stats are that very interesting, apart from he's going to be 10 inches tall. So that's another thing. 50 points of articulation, a die-cast metal frame, LED illuminated eyes and body. And the accessories are a D50-R35 fusion cannon. It's not nearly as good as the Dash R34. That was when the fusion cannons hit their peak.
Yeah, this is the neutered version.
Exactly, it's nerfed for the game. I don't think there's anything else. 5 pairs of interchangeable hands. That's the deal there. I don't see a price, and I'm too lazy to go onto their site.
Optimus was about 150, 160.
Right, it's probably. No. On the website, the Optimus Prime's 179. That's apparently what it says right here.
Yeah. I suspect they're being made in real limited numbers.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Let's see, is the Megatron still up? Megatron is again $179. So if you're interested in them, you can go and buy them if you're so inclined. Any thoughts on this, Mikey, apart from Prime's too bright?
I think this guy looks pretty solid. I like the sculpting. I like it that they've actually sculpted it. Like Prime's like cracked windscreen and stuff, they're painted on, which is less effective because you could sculpt that. But they've sculpted in the scars and the weathering and everything else. Real solid paint job. Kind of like, hey, you know that weathering you had on the normal toy? Well, this is what it could look like if it was done competently. I know there's a budget issue, but I'm sticking with it. The bits I don't like are things I didn't like about the original design, like the ridiculous sword.
At least he doesn't have holes in his shoulders like in the comics.
Yeah, no, they fill those in nicely. But no, all in all, I think he's looking good. If I had the money, I'm afraid I would still step over this to get a turn.
Yeah, I would agree.
Or any of the Flame Toys Curries, to be honest, I love them all. But no, this is solid. This is real solid. And if you want a real high level posable G1 style Megatron, This is probably the best you're going to get.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would say do it. And if you're complaining that this toy exists, and if I see one Action Master, I'm coming for you.
You know it's going to happen, though.
It always bugs me when people say, I don't get the market. And it's like, that's because the market isn't you, numbnuts.
Well, here's the thing. If there wasn't a market, you can be guaranteed we wouldn't be having as many as we've had.
Yes.
And there wouldn't be the red line that's coming.
Yeah, no. There is very much a market for non-transforming Transformers. Frequently with none of us. People who are collectors who don't want to get in big for certain things and just want things that look a certain way or pose a certain way. That's also why statues exist. Because some people just want something really detailed they can just look at.
And take the clothes off of.
Yeah, I mean, that weird stripping Grimlock, I mean, I won't judge you if you bought it, but I will sort of say, why is he in dinosaur mode?
Because he got to take it off. Piece by piece.
A naked skeletal robotic dinosaur.
Here's a thing for you to think about, Mikey. Do you remember those magazines where you built a dinosaur?
Yeah, oh god, I had so many of them. I never finished any of those.
Do you realize what they are? They were a prelude to the undressing anime girl statue. Because what would you do when you built a dinosaur? You'd then undress it by taking its skin off. And then organs, and then bones. It was all an inside job from Japan all along.
Yeah.
You should have known.
You should have known.
Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit of news? Yeah, that's right.
Flame Toys have revealed an updated version of their Windblade, which caused all the fervor there a couple of months ago.
Not as much as I assumed it would, which was nice.
This is nice. I saw some stuff about this afterwards, after this was revealed, that kind of twisted a few of my earlobes. But
oh, okay.
So broadly speaking, this is actually identical. They've only changed a few things. They've changed some of the paint layout so that instead of her having red on her thighs, they're now black. Yeah. Essentially eliminating sort of the thigh-high crotch look as well, because they've given because before just basically her groin was painted. They've changed the design a little bit to fill it out, and they've given her a red line, so she looks a bit less like she's wearing a thong.
I don't know. It looks more like she's wearing a thong than she did before.
I think it's the colors specifically, because they've also removed the colors on the inner thighs. The rest of the design is largely identical. She's still got the very humanized shape. The biggest change is the wings. They've gotten rid of the Obi style.
They just kind of added to it more than anything else.
So she looks more like she's got Windblade silhouette, but she's still a very humanized version. I would like the Obi wings to be an option still. Like
part of the build kind of thing.
Yeah, I would just like that, because I like the aesthetic of... Because she's still got the same face design, she's still got the same body proportions and everything else. There's a few other differences in color layout, and also one thing so she had a very human looking navel before, and they've sculpted it to be a little bit more robotic. So, can't comment on whether or not she still has the ass of that launched 1,000 chips. I think her thighs are thicker, so if anything, she has a bigger butt.
Okay.
But yeah, so I actually, as someone who was not outraged in the least by the last design, I do think they did take a few constructive steps, because I don't like this design better, but I still like this design. I like both designs. I think they're aiming... The changes here aren't major, so they're keeping a lot about what I liked.
Yeah.
But I will admit I like the Windblade silhouette, if you know what I mean. What's your thoughts on it, Andy?
I like the addition to the wings. Like you, it would be nice if it was an option to kind of pull off the parts and regress it, or keep them as they are. Because, having the wings for Windblade... It's almost Wingblade, so it's kind of nice to have those back. Otherwise, it's just more kind of tweaking around the colored layout, which isn't that big of a deal for me, so I'm still fairly happy on it. Still want a new prototype, though. I want to see how much this figure is, what it's going to look like when it's all in colored plastic, and then see how many stickers it's going to require.
Well, fortunately, Flame Toys doesn't use a lot of stickers.
Yeah, but you can see where they would. Because there's a lot of small bits of yellow and blue on this figure.
And if they wanted to sell the original prototype to someone, I happen to know a guy.
Who?
It might be me.
Oh, I know you.
I'll just buy that and maybe keep it somewhere in a room. Take it out for about 6 minutes at a time.
I'd be careful, because that thing be delicate, yo.
Will be by the time I'm done.
Hey!
Masturbation.
That's it. That's the baby.
Yeah. In large part, people, I think, were mature. Like, we may comment on it at the time, but I think the conversation eventually ended up as a mature discussion between people of differing viewpoints. Mm-hmm. But I also saw some people who said that this doesn't make up for it and Flame Toy shall apologize.
Oh, no.
And whether you love this or whether you think it is the most insulting sexist thing that was ever made, they don't owe you squat.
No, they're a company.
They don't owe you an apology for a design. They don't apologize. They don't owe you for sexualizing a fictional character who doesn't exist and is not based on anyone real.
Yeah.
If they did it to a real human being who was not on board with it, and they did it without permission, or they took it too far, that would be a scenario when I'd say, like, guys, you gotta call when you cross the line.
Yeah. She
doesn't exist. She's not real. I don't give a fuck what they make out of her. Yeah. I just want a good model kit, and they'll probably make that. And I would perhaps direct your ire at more realistic targets.
No. It's easy to complain about fictional things than it is about real issues.
Yeah, because there's real women who are being really sexualized when they don't want to be and are not comfortable about it that we should be dealing with. Not a cartoon character.
Yep.
Jessica Rabbit doesn't care about the amount of porn out there about her. She's Jessica Rabbit.
And that stuff had probably been around for a very long time.
That stuff has been around since Jessica Rabbit, because I've never met anyone who doesn't fancy Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
I have sat down with women, the straightest women I have ever met, and I have sat down watching that movie, and at some point I have heard, I would if she got drunk. And I found out, someone said that to me, a woman I know, and I was just like, why does she have to be drunk?
I thought your question would have been, why are you telling me this?
Also that.
We were talking about Pokemon.
The drunk is worrying here. Not if you're drunk, if she's drunk.
Yes, I noticed that as well. I assumed you might have made a mistake, but I was like, I'll run with it.
No, she was a creep.
Okay, that's fair.
A lovable creep, but a creep. But yeah, so no, I think the design on this, it's still looking solid. I still want to see what it's going. None of my Flame Toys experiences have been bad as yet, so I'm super excited.
No, Mr. Jason Kirk got the G1 Optimus Prime recently, and he said he had a bit of an issue with one. Mm-hmm. A bit of an issue with it. I think he said a bit on it broke or something like that. It was a bit delicate. Mm. But I can't remember completely offhand. But you don't have that one, do you?
No, I'm getting that one for my first big custom.
Oh, that's right, for Toxitron or for Shattered Glass. That's right.
Which will be an experience, but that's specifically a project I don't care if I fuck it up.
Sure, yeah.
And it's G1 Optimus Prime.
Yay.
I don't care anymore.
If you're going to do your first full custom, maybe you should buy one of the really kind of cheapy, nasty old Gundam kits, since they're like 900 yen or less.
Yeah, but I'd want to do more with them, to be blunt.
Okay, that's fair.
Because they've got more to do it with.
Yeah.
Who would make a good Toxitron out of Gundam?
I don't know. None of them really have an Optimus Prime look to them.
The Buster or the Jewel, they're quite chunky.
Maybe, I guess. I get annoyed now when I hear, that Transformer looks like a Gundam. It's like, god damn it.
Oh no,
god damn it.
Me and our boy, the Cybertronian beast, have had a bit of a thing in the last couple of weeks. It has been a bit of a back and forth. He's wrong. If you're listening, Daryl, you're wrong.
Jeremy, hath not the
tell
knowledge.
Him he's wrong. Please. But he's alright. It's alright. I don't mind if you... And then he goes like, I own X-Kaiser. I don't give a fuck! You don't know.
Seen the show.
You don't know. You don't know. You think everything's Gundam. You don't know. Gundam is a very specific aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I'm still not what I call a Gundam fan. But you don't know.
Oh man, imagine these are what's his name? Gigantor, and he goes, "Oh wow, that's a really good Gundam design."
No, you show him Tetsujin.
Yeah,
Tetsujin
that's
is
the one,
Gigantor.
Tetsujin.
But
yeah.
like,
The
I'm going
first
to tweet that at him and say, "Is this a Gundam?" And I'm going to see what happens. But yeah, I love Daryl. He's a wonderful person.
Yes.
But he's Canadian, so they're all wrong.
Damn boy.
Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
I'm not fighting you. I'm just saying, damn boy. Shall I take us on, Mr. Mikey, to the last
Bigger
two
than me.
stories?
Please don't hit me.
Yes. Okay, so quick bit of news. Transformers Earthrise Scorponok is apparently out in the UK. So if you're going to a local toy store near you, they might or might not have it. And if they do have it, it looks like it's Smith's, and it looks like it's at the very well, at least in the picture here, it's on the very, very top shelf. So even if you're a tall boy, you're gonna have to call somebody to come and help you.
You're gonna be a 40-year-old man standing there, or a 40-year-old woman. Let's not limit ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Standing there, saying, "Excuse me, sir, can you bring the giant ladder to get the large toy off the shelf? I wish to play with it."
I can't get it.
Oh, it's for your son or daughter?
No.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No,
shows a picture. They say yes and show a picture of Mikey. It's for my son.
That 12-year-old has a beard. Yes, she's been growing it for some time.
Don't you judge her.
She is beautiful.
I can't see the price. I
will tell you what the price is now, actually.
Oh, okay. Because if it got down low enough, I could be persuaded to buy it. But I said that about Triptychon, and then neither of us got the Triptychon.
No, we'd have to go to bloody America to get it at a reasonable price, and yay, shipping.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, it's giving me euro. I don't want euro. I want filthy, stinking euro.
Puns.
Not Europe money.
No.
Yeah. Scorp. Ew. Nix.
Will it work?
No, because it stopped typing midway. Score. Po. There we go. 140.
Yeah, it's going to have to get below 100 for me to even be considering it, to be honest.
That would be a 99 purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like, as someone who's been complaining about this whole G1 thing for ages, it looks like a very good version of what it is.
Sure, yeah. Definitely.
I would still rather have the old Pandanus thing from Perfect Effect.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, that's old as well now, if you think about it.
Oh, it is. But that time we saw it at TF Nation, I nearly broke the glass and stole it.
Though, to be fair, if they did it as Black Zarak came out first, I'd be way more interested, since we never got a release of the G1 toy in this country, obviously. So
yeah, we can put it next to our Metro Titans. What's the Irish price on this? I'm very curious. Holy shit!
Have they increased it a bit more?
160 euros.
60 euros more?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
So it's very expensive.
Why?
Like it's once you actually do conversion, I think it actually is about 60 euros more.
Why do they say fuck you? Especially when you're not that far away from England, realistically.
No. Well, it's not even. Usually they just take the price and change the symbol in front of it, but it ain't that much in America. Holy tits! That makes it. I guess that means I'm paying about $200 for it.
They don't want you buying Transformers anymore, Mikey. There's a mandate out in the country.
No, I'm. Hey, Shockwave.
Yeah. Never buying him. Never.
You beautiful space weirdo.
The last bit of news as well is that Animalcova, I think, and Brian Ruckley will be joining the big broadcast of 2020, which is the TF Nation streaming thingamadoo, which is happening next week, I think. Is it next
14th
week?
and 15th.
Yeah, 14th and 15th. So yeah, that's next week. That's next Saturday and next Sunday. Oh no, Friday and Saturday. I'm good at reading clearly. I guess if anything is revealed, which I don't think will be the case, we can talk about it on Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be on Twitch, and it's. I think it's worth checking out if you want to see what it's like. I haven't been watching a lot of these streaming cons unless they've got news involved, just because I never went to cons for the guests.
No, same,
I went to buy stuff and to annoy people who didn't like me. Hey, Nick. But I've never particularly... Because the guest thing is fine, except I can find out... unless I'm sitting down talking to them, the whole... I don't get gooey-eyed over stars anymore. It's been a good few years.
Yeah.
I had a very odd conversation during the week where I realized I'm about 1 degree of separation from Jurassic World.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
I was just like, oh, right, that's a thing.
You say that about celebrities and stuff, but what would you do if, like, you woke up in the morning and just as you were getting out of bed, you heard, like, the front door go and you heard, like, the door open and you just heard, "Good morning, motherfuckers."
I mean, that's a different thing. Come on.
That would be weird, though, right?
That would be
freaking
one.
out.
It would be, yes. Why are you here? How did you get into my house? You're actually terrifying. You're not one of the ones I don't think is going to burn my house down.
No, she's definitely one that would.
Yeah. Then again, all of them would. To be fair,
she'd do it faster than some of the other ones. Like, there's a degree of how quickly some of the HoloLive people would burn down your house.
Yeah,
and why they would. Some of them would do it through stupidity. Some would do it out of laughter. Some would do it because they're malicious.
She'd draw it out.
Yes.
No, she'd do it quick, but there's some that would just be like, am I burning the house down? Yes. Am I? Yes. But yes. No, I mean, cool. She'd probably laugh to hang out with.
Sure, yeah. Even burning your house down.
Yeah. Like, we'll sit there, we'll bring marshmallows, it'd be great.
You can cry, she can laugh. Good times.
Yeah, good times.
So yeah, that is all the news for this week, Mr. Mikey. So do you want to do questions, or do you want to do what we did? You did this week.
I want to ask you what you thought of Siege.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I found the show very forgettable. Is how I would describe it. Yeah, I wasn't that impressed. I thought this is okay. But even trying to recall it now, I don't. I remember it being very dark color-wise. I remember there was no music. I can't tell you any of the music. It had absolutely zero impact, at least on myself. And I think that I've already seen this story done better in Fall of Cybertron. And even if you cut out a lot of Fall of Cybertron, which was in there for, lengthening it out and stuff. If you boil it down to
being a game.
Yeah, and being a game. If you boil it down to its basic storytelling and moments, they have way better moments in that. Like getting the cube through the bridge in Siege versus the space bridge scene on the Ark fight.
Where you play with everyone.
Yeah, it doesn't even compare because that end sequence in that game is so good, and it ends on such a cliffhanger, and then this show just kind of flops like a bit like a fish out of water, especially where how's it end again? It's like a Decepticon ship's detected or something, right?
A ship is detected. We don't know who it is.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's the Star Seekers.
That'd be weird.
Just like, yar, 'tis a lion pirate. The best pirate ever in Transformers.
The problem is, we know it won't because they're so because it's got to follow on to Earthrise.
What if it was Cannonball?
That'd be fun.
Oh,
you know why it'd be good? Because it would be left wing. It would be not left wing. It'd be left field.
Cannonball's here and he's got a socialist agenda.
He coming.
But what if it's like Cannonball and Flame War shows up?
That'd be great. And Thunder, not
Thunderclash.
Was it Thunderclash? No, it wasn't Thunderclash.
Thundertron, that was it.
Thundertron, yeah, and Thundertron as the captain. That'd be great.
That toy was weird, but I loved it.
Yeah, it had issues. It had that shitty foldy out weapon as well, but
yeah. But that was a terrible toy designed for a weapon. But
it was.
You could turn his foot into a parrot.
Yeah, it was fun. Stupid fun.
Oh, loved it.
But yeah, Siege just left me cold. I didn't like Optimus Prime in it at all. I felt like if they were going to have him act the way he did, which is kind of new to the role of being a leader, I feel it should have been Orion Pax, and then he gains the Matrix and gains the confidence, because At least because this is G1 based, that's what Siege is. It's so aggressively G1. I don't know why they don't follow more the G1 law, I suppose, or canon. Like, you get the Matrix, you become the leader, you have the knowledge of the old Autobots, but for some reason they wanted to divide the Matrix's power into Optimus Prime gets power, which is fucking ambiguous, because what the fuck does that even mean?
Also, the first thing you see is him getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly, so he's not even strong. Or it's not established, maybe he was, like, really weak? But because we never see him as Ryan Pax, it doesn't make any sense.
I would love that. It's just like the superpowers of the Matrix makes him stronger.
It's like, eh? And then Ultra Magnus gets all the knowledge of the ancient leaders of the Autobots. It's like, that is literally the most important part that should be given to the leader. The ability to lead. He needs that the most. Right? I'm the second in command. I've got all the knowledge of the previous leaders. I'm the leader. I'm stronger? ? It's like, mate, come on. I don't know. And Alita 1 puts him down a lot. She tells him how shit he is at every opportunity she can. Like, wow. Not that she's wrong to do so, because he is very inept. And I get what they were going for, but I don't think it made a lot of sense. Hey, Jetfire. Hey, Jetfire.
Don't you mean Jetfire?
Yeah, everyone has that voice, though. Everyone sounded the same. Everybody sounded exactly the same. Starscream sounded unique. Megatron sounded unique. And then everybody else sounded generic as fuck, I'm afraid. At least from my perspective. They all kind of just blurred together in a big old blob. Like a lot of the characters. They try to introduce too many characters and try to give them all their moment to sell a toy. But that in itself almost came across as a G1 cartoon. Like, here are your characters, but you don't know any of them, and none of them are cliche enough or have a voice actor doing a quirky voice to make them stand out. So, I mean, this is very low praise, but at least it was better than the Prime Wars trilogy.
I always think that is something.
It's not a good thing to say, but it is better than that. I would also say, in terms of voice acting, even though I think you and I have both said this, Cyberverse did not have the best either directing or they were just very young to voice acting in general. I think the voices themselves were better in Cyberverse because they're distinct. They all sound different. They're not just doing like 90s dark and gritty and everything's bleak and everything's like they've gone onto the color settings and they've reduced the brightness.
You're starting to make it sound like Amazon's.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's the best one, Andy. You've seen the videos.
I have. It makes me sad on the inside when I see those.
It's amazing. It's a good one to start with. You should show that to people. You should show it to your friends.
Like, if I was going to show them a dark one in that kind of style, I'd show them Zeo, the movie.
Yeah, oh no, yeah. Or Shin.
Yeah, I'd say Zeo. Zeo's more fun than Shin.
Yeah, no, it's better, to be blunt.
Yeah.
But it's also got that weird little grasshopper.
It does, which is quite cute, I suppose.
Yeah, it's quite cute.
Yeah. But now I think that's generally my thoughts on Siege. It was just like I watched it and went, eh. Well, I mean, did you guys have a lot to say on it? Or?
I described it as flawed but functional.
Okay, yeah.
I had there was a show out there. You should listen to it.
I should, yeah.
But you won't. But you should.
I don't go anywhere at the moment, so I don't listen to podcasts. Any podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, I've already said it all, so I won't dive in deep. But it has a lot of problems. But it is. I think it's a watchable show. I don't think it's inventive. I think it's an interesting one because a lot of the non-Transformers reviews are, oh my god, my childhood.
No.
Which also leads to them complaining about the lack of Cullen and Welker, and we all know my opinion on that.
No.
But for me, as someone who's seen the Transformers for ages, it is very highly rated at the moment, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's good, I guess.
It's something I really thought about afterward, but this is not an original take on anything. Nothing new. There is nothing in here you, person listening to this podcast, hasn't seen a lot. The ubiquity of the Allspark. The only thing in here that's not done to death. Like Optimus doubting himself, done. Allspark, done. Megatron, done. Starscream, done. Jetfire, done. Bumblebee keeps his voice.
Woo!
And I ain't putting money down on the next series.
Oh God.
I
hate the Allspark now as well. I fucking can't stand that piece of shit.
I didn't really like it at first. I prefer the Primus Origin. It's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
Or
it is a MacGuffin doohickey that takes away from the Matrix.
Yeah.
And the Matrix can kind of be explained. It's just a big hard drive.
Yeah.
That's how you explain that.
This is basically doing Primus without using the term God.
Yeah.
And like either do God or don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or subvert God. Do like they grow out of the ground and they're like born. It's been done a few times.
Yeah.
But the Allspark, there have been good stories that utilize it, but there has never been a good story about it.
No.
Would be what I'd say.
And I'd be interested to hear if somebody preferred this story over Fall of Cybertrons. Because it's effectively the same story or the same premise. But I think, again, Fall of Cybertron done much, much better. Much better. And there's a lot more interesting bits in there as well.
Yeah, I'd really like to play that game again, but my PS3 died years ago.
No. And you can't get it on Steam anymore either because it's gone.
License.
Yeah, I'm glad I got it when it did.
Lost the license.
Did it come on like a CD for PC?
Don't think so.
I'm not sure myself. Bummer. So yeah, that was my very quick summary of Siege. It's like a 5 or 4 out of 10. It's like it's fine. I'm probably never gonna watch it again, to be honest.
I might watch it if I need a refresher for Earthrise.
Nah, I'm all right. Because I don't feel that there's anything to remember. You know,
you've seen it all before.
Well, yeah, it's because there's nothing. It didn't feel like anything that hasn't happened in other Transformer stories that I don't know happened. And there's no like unique characters or unique stories apart from Bumblebee was a non-affiliate. And it's like, okay, cool.
It's a weird thing, but as we keep getting these attempts at mature Transformers storytelling, and then I look at all the ones that are either comics or TV or whatever that are supposed to be aimed at a younger crowd that are more mature. I just want something that says adult in an actual adult way. Adult,
in my eyes, means a well-crafted story with good world building, good character development.
Yeah. They needed to push this more because they still wanted to keep it in a realm where like it's adult, but children can watch it.
Yeah.
They need maybe just do ones that just has gratuitous violence that they all bleed red, but. Or they all say fuck. I don't know. People got really mad about Wheeljack saying ass, and I was just like, that's not even a swear word.
Did he say ass?
He's called Bumblebee a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that
not
didn't
a swear
even...
word. That's ass.
That didn't even register with me. I was
that's
just like
damn.
Yeah.
Damn isn't a swear word.
Bumblebee
Certainly
wasn't
not here.
ass,
You could say damn in school here when you're in primary school. And I got called out for saying a fart once, so... but they let me say damn. So whenever I heard TV go darn, I was just like, why are they doing this? Turns out it's a religious thing. But I would like something that when they say it's adult, it feels adult. Yeah. Like if you wanted to do adult, do Alita and Optimus's romance in an adult fashion. Like
were they together in this show?
I saw one review where a lot of people from the non-Transformer thing were basically assuming they are quote fucking. Which is one from other reviews, but I think it's one of there's a lot of elements here you can read however you want, but a lot of elements that are grounded in fandom, like that bit from FS7 remake with Kate Sit, like I flipped my shit when I saw him. I flipped my shit. I cannot imagine what it's like being someone playing that game for the first time and seeing a random cat in a cape show up that you never see again.
So fucking dumb.
I loved it. I fucking loved it. But I'm just
makes no sense.
And out of context, out of the knowledge, like this is a bit of the game where they were just unapologetically saying, "Hey fans, this is for you."
Yeah,
which is great.
It's the only way you're going to see this fucking cat robot thing.
Yeah, but it's also like, I'm sorry, what? And this is long before they meet Red.
Have you ever seen streamers who've never played the first game, and they're just like, "What is that? What's going on?"
I saw one guy saying like, "Why is that cat crying?" Because I saw people, they say red and they got really excited because it's like, oh my god, it's a cat dog thing that talks. But they see Kate and it's just like, what?
Yeah.
And it's the fact they never, you never see any hint of him again. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it or hasn't played the first one, but Kate's a big deal.
Oh boy. Right, Mikey, what do you do this week? What do you do for fun?
Oh, okay. I've got a couple of weeks of stuff, so I'll give the highlights.
Oh my god.
I got this was so much quicker. I got 2 boxes, and I got one from Hobby Frontline.
Oh.
Which contained the SD Night Gundam from 2012.
Oh yes.
Sort of a limited series based on the classic, because I know the Night Gundam is like the SD Gundam. I think it's based off the Mark III, and there's an action figure of it. There's not a kit, but there's an action figure of like a real version. Like I think it's Robot Damashi. And I got the high grade Astray Red frame in that.
Yes.
From 2000, the oldest kit I've ever gotten. It's 2003.
Yeah.
And then, because I ordered this from Hobby Frontline ages ago, I finally cracked and said, fine, ship it. It'll take forever. But the shipping's below 30 at the moment, so fine. And it arrived in 4 days.
Hey.
It doesn't arrive that quick normally.
No.
But that contained the high-grade God Gundam. Haven't gotten started on him yet. The high-grade Justice Knight.
Oh.
And the high-grade Darkhound from Gundam Age. The Age 2 Darkhound. So I've built the Knight and the Darkhound, and I've started the Astray. The Knight, I absolutely love the Knight. I adore it. It's so cool. It's not superposable, but it's not going to be. It's a real fun, quick build if you're doing it not the way I was doing, which was like doing every little bit of panel lining and I'll use a panel liner here and the oil base liner here, and I'm going and I'm going to paint this bit gold to make it pop more. So, and I was doing this all while listening to someone do a playthrough of a Star Wars game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I'd say it's like a half hour, 45-minute build if you're just going snip, stick together and not trying to do what I was doing.
Right.
But really enjoyed it. Not a lot of stickers. The only ones that are there are the eyes. This isn't one of those ones that come with the option for normal Gundam eyes, which why would you ever have those on an SD kit? It looks great. It's got a little transformation into a centaur.
Right.
Which is real fun. I really like it. I can't praise it enough. I really want to try more of these ones. And there's so many weird SD kits. So many. Obviously, there's going to be eras I don't go into, but yeah, no, I wanted to try, like I always said, I want to try every bit of the line to see what I like, and SD is definitely something I'm into. The Darkhound was a fun build, kind of finicky in places, but overall really fun. I picked it because I assumed it would be a bit quicker for panel lining and stuff because it's black and grey, and it was, but it was just like there's enough complexity in it to take a while.
That's not why you picked it though.
Yeah, I know I picked it because it's a pirate robot.
Yeah, don't lie. As soon as you said it's why I picked it because it was easy to panel line, I'm like, he's a liar.
Yeah, he's a little bit bigger than the Crossbone, but not so much they don't look good together.
Sure.
I'm gonna fiddle. I haven't fiddled with my Crossbone in a few weeks. So I'm gonna repose it and see how they look. It's also the first one I've got with a transformation, such as they are.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the jet mode from the side. From the back, it's a hot mess. But there's dedicated engineering in the actual figure. It is mostly a take it apart, put it together again.
Yeah.
But there's an interesting joint in the chest which also functions as an ab crunch if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes a transformation Gundam model kit will actually have something that is useful to the figure outside of the transformation, but then most of the time, like you say, it's just pull everything apart, slap it back together. I
also really like the ankles. They're very unusual how they're constructed.
Okay.
Really, like the deepest ankle tilts. I really like him. He's just because he's black and grey, he doesn't have the best shelf presence.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, also like a bit like some bits didn't where I fucked up the painting. But it was a learning experience about layering and stuff like that. So
yeah, you can get around that if you have an airbrush or a can to spray.
Well, if I start doing this in a deeper fashion, I am going to get like the proper paints. Like I'm still using basically the same paints I got at the start, so I'm substituting colors here and there.
Okay.
But like I never use stickers on the eyes. I never use them if I can help it, unless there's just like I used a couple on the flame toys because the paint just wasn't going on right. And flame toy stickers are ace. They're real high quality. So, but no, the Darkhound I think is an interesting kit. It's from 2011. It's a fun build. The Astray I've started and I've spent 2 hours painting a sword. The kit itself looks way simpler than anything I've handled so far. It's also about 10 years older than anything I've handled so far. But there is so much detail on here that on the box is painted and is shown as painted, does not have a sticker for, and therefore a lot of this toy looks kind of crappy without it. And I'm not very far into the build. But if you're someone who wants to do snap together builds, do not get this figure. I will just tell you now.
There's definitely a certain age where you just shouldn't go back to unless you know what you're doing and you're prepared for a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, and like the problem is like the real grade Astray is one of those ones with problems.
Yeah, I've got it, but I haven't really touched it for a long time.
But I really like the Astray.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so it's just annoying. But like, I think I'm going to like the figure when I'm done. But it's just, this is my first... I've had moments with painting where I get frustrated because of my fuck-ups. But this is the first one where like I had to basically learn how to paint and then properly clean up white plastic.
Oh,
which took a while. But
Yeah,
I figured I've at least figured out a method to do it. A simple enough one, but it took a lot of experimentation. Like I was trying my lighter fluid for a while to see how that was. That was removing it, but it was taking off all the paint with it. So that was a problem. But no, I've got it looking vaguely passable from a distance now. Also, the sword's chromed, and I hate that. But I've also stripped off the chrome off the handle for the most part, so I like that.
Okay.
It's white plastic underneath. It looks way better. It looks like the wrappings. But no, I've been having fun building, so more coming on that in the next few weeks. Anime-wise, I've caught up on Digimon Adventure.
Ooh.
That is a very competent show that is suffering, in my opinion, from getting rid of the ensemble nature. It does have character-focused episodes, but in every episode, even if it's about, say, Sora, it's Taichi is really to the fore in a lot of the action scenes. Also, stop riding on Greymon. He's being attacked by something that's setting stuff on fire. But it's very much the Taichi show. Very strongly Taichi show. It's all from his perspective. And people will say, obviously, he's protagonist. And I would say, I'm not saying they should remake the old show, but they should take the lessons from the old show, which was there are some episodes where you'll go 2 or 3 or longer without really dealing with Taichi's story because it's not about him.
Oh, you know what they've done, Mikey? They've done a Star Trek. Do you remember how Star Trek used to be focused on an ensemble cast and they focused on Michael Burnham?
Yeah, I would say this is better than Discovery.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say it's the same kind of writing quality.
I would watch this before Discovery. But like, and they also have done this thing, like kind of taking a vertical slice of each character archetype. Like Matt is just the loner now, the loner who wants friendship, whereas he was way more complicated beforehand. Again, I'm not just saying I want to see the old one, but do your own thing. Take the lesson, take what was good from the old one and improve. Like the action in this is better, definitely way better. It has problems because sometimes the budget is clearly working against it. But over, like, there's a lot more action. There's proper fights. There's a lot less stock footage. Also, sometimes the animation is friggin' gorgeous. I think... Do you remember... I don't know if you saw it. The Ultra Instinct versus Jiren fight, the last one?
Vaguely. It's where all the budget went, basically.
Yeah. I would put money down that the guy who animated that, the key animator from that, is working on this show.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because the most recent one reintroduced Metal Greymon, which is 10 episodes in, so it's like they are going through this at a pace. And it's him versus, what was it, Metal Tyrannomon? And it's friggin' gorgeous. And the lights they use, but they also cut in different animators as well to the same shot, so sometimes it's not as good. It's honestly, most of the time, it's at least as good as the standard for this kind of show. Okay. So I would say, like, if you want to watch a Digimon show, there are worse ones to watch. Like, this is way better than Savers. It's way better than Frontier. I don't. It's definitely better than 02, but most things are. I don't like 02. I don't care how many of you love it. It is very much, in my opinion, inferior to its predecessor, and Tamers is laughing at it from a great height. But if you had Tamers with the fight scenes from this, I would be very happy. Very, very happy. But no, I am liking it. I would say it's probably a decent entry level series, if you want an entry one. Caught up on the Owl House, which is that really fun show about a girl who wanders into a demon land and goes to witch school, basically. Which is a fun sort of slice of life cartoon, and it's nice to watch something from the States for the first time in ages. But no, it's good, and I like the plot they're building too, and it's kind of cute. What they did in the last episode was just like, oh, you want to ask her out, but you're terrified. Aww. Oh, you adorable little lesbian, you. That's a phrase I don't say very often.
It's fair.
Mostly because most of the lesbians I know are bigger than me and would kick the shit out of me if I called them adorable. I'm talking to you, Katie. You don't listen to the podcast, so it's safe to say I'm talking to you. She would kick the shit out of me. Also, if she knew I was talking about her on the podcast. But don't tell her. But it's a fun show. I'd recommend it to someone. It's kind of following on from what I'd call the post-Steven Universe era, but I like it more than Steven Universe, to be honest. It's more my style. There's also little bits of horror in there, which I like. Caught up on Bill Divers as well. Took a few weeks off that. Basically, we had the final fight of the Seltsam, and we had a setup for an episode where they're going to have a big online training battle with basically the internet. Where the big thing is that in the next episode they're bringing back the original Bill Divers for a fight. Which I feel like this show has made me think more about those people as characters than if I'd seen their show. So I'm probably going to be like, you know what? They're probably going to show up and be better written than they were in their own show.
I would imagine so.
But yeah, the Seltsam fight is real good. It's like the Seltsam's a fucking juggernaut. I love it. I'm not crazy about the design, but I like the execution. And we also get 2 new bad Gundams. The Fake Armor New Gundam and the Dubious Arch. And apparently the Arch was never planned to be in the show.
Okay.
But the voice actor for the pilot for it, because it's from 00, he died a few months back. So completely unannounced, with no toy or anything as yet. They put him in the show. They gave him it's a tribute to the actor.
Okay.
I think that's really cool. Also, it's got a real cool fight scene, and it's got super speed and stuff. I've never seen 00, so I don't know if that's good or bad. But yeah, no, it's a really good fight, and I really liked it. And new armor introduced, which is really cool. It's way more my speed than some of the armors. It's basically a big chunking drill.
I've seen memes about that.
Yeah, no, he is piercing the heavens. Like everything you can think of. There's a drill on drill fight. But yeah, and bit of character development for the bad guy. More character development for the main characters. We get to see the Aegis Knight, which is interesting, but I like the Justice Knight way more. But I like the execution of the idea. But yeah, it's a show I'm really enjoying. I think we're in the home stretch. So I am looking forward to seeing how it ends. Yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't watch the one everyone hated and just found a show I like.
That's good.
Yeah, there's other shows. I've been watching some stuff on Netflix. I've been watching stuff on Irish TV. The other thing of note really would be I've caught up on Kamen Rider. I haven't watched it for a few weeks. So I rewatched episode 40 and I watched 41 and 42. I have been very openly critical of the story choices and some of the acting and stuff in the last few episodes. I'm not happy about what they did with Guy. I will always say I completely understand why a lot of the writing choices had to be made that were made. Like, please do not think I'm having a go at people for having to deal with a fucking pandemic. But also, you didn't need a robot dog. You didn't even need the money from the robot dog. You're friggin' Toei. But, or Toho, rather. I've forgotten which one it is. Who produces Kamen Rider, Andy?
I think it's Toei.
Toei. We're going to say
think.
Toei. But so I've been very openly critical about some aspects. I am now going to openly praise the show because these were some excellent episodes, 41 and 42.
Yay.
Excellent. They are largely about Mitsubo Jinrai Net. Horobi is very much front and center. The 41 is basically more about how the members of Metsubo Jinrai are dealing with the events of episode 40 where 02 is introduced and Arc seemingly abandoning them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Naki goes to talk to Fua and they ask him, what am I supposed to do with myself? And he tells them, you already know the answer. And we don't follow up, but I like the idea that Naki is there and thinking to themselves, who is the closest thing I have to a friend? That guy whose brain I lived in for a while. Ikazuchi also has a really nice bit with the guy he used to work with when he was a spy. And yeah, Jin's actor is still not my favorite, but him and Horobi in that episode have some real good moments. And Horobi is taking a very interesting twist on an old idea. And then 42 happens, and holy shit. Just holy shit. I really want to talk about this one in depth, but it will require massive spoilers. I will say there was a rumor about final forms that has kind of come true for Aruto. That's all I'm going to say. But in depth anyway. But Iz has an amazing couple of scenes in this one. I really like her stuff. And it's Horobi, really well acted. I really like this weird grey area he's existing in now. And like, it's vaguely, very vaguely like Baron. In that he is not a villain. He is an antagonist.
Isn't he though?
No, and I saw people get real annoyed that it's like, oh, make up your mind, is he a good guy or a bad guy? Just like, that's not the fucking point. Aruto has some of his best scenes in the show.
Oh, good.
Fua's got some nice stuff in this. Guy, poor old guy, he's getting stepped on in this one. You find out basically where Jin came back from and what, like, or at least you basically can go and like, oh right, that's why Jin's alive. But no, like, I'm really looking forward to if this keeps up, and I think this is one where having only 3 episodes left might work in their favor. If they can keep it this tight, I'm real interested in where this goes. I also kind of want to see someone use a belt they've never used before, but that's because I've imagined an ending I don't think is going to happen.
Ah, okay.
But I think it would be real fucking cool if it did. But it did. The ending is something I've never seen in a writer show, and I very much did not see coming. It caught me completely off guard. And for a Kamen Rider show to do that's a good thing. Like, this is where I'm reminded, oh yeah, this guy wrote X8. But no, the show will always have problems, and I will always be hypercritical of some elements of it. But if it keeps going the way it's going to go, it's going to end on a real strong note. And as I've always said, endings stick with you more than a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. True.
So anyway, that was my couple of weeks, Andy, at least of note. What about you?
What have I done? Not a huge amount, because that's just how it goes. As I mentioned earlier, got a new computer, so I spent time setting that up and shifting over programs and getting this bad boy all set up. As usual, that takes a lot longer than it originally sounds, but it's all done now. Have I actually done anything else? I think that might be the only real thing of note, to be honest. Everything else is... Oh, I watched up to episode 30 of ThreeZero, season 2. If you assume that it's basically the first 5 episodes of season 2.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get those watched this week.
I was just like, should I watch some ThreeZero? Yeah, I just randomly had the urge to and thought, why the hell not? So I just burned through the 5 episodes, and yeah, it's good. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot ReZero is a good show. It's fun. Yeah, this is nice. They have some sad bits in there where you're like, oh no, this is sad. It's good. And it like it's on episode 5 it ends on a good cliffhanger where you go, oh okay, we're doing this, okay. There's some good bits in there. Obviously, I won't spoil it, but there's good moments where you're like, oh, this is good, this is neat. But the crux for this season is, I don't think this is a spoiler because I'm pretty sure it's how it ended for season 1, is getting Rem back, as no one remembers Rem now.
Yeah.
again. Because we already did that, but we're going to do it again, but for realsies this time. So, I don't know how long the show's going to go on for, probably like 25 episodes or
They've
something.
confirmed that it's going to be 2 cores of 2 seasons, and there's probably going to be a break in the middle. So 13 episodes, break, 13 episodes.
Okay, yeah, so it's 24 episodes, but they're just dividing the season up. That's fine.
Yeah.
Should mean we'll get decent quality animation just overall in general.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm like, if there's one, like, people, I've heard some people say that they're sad it took so long to come out. I am in the
definitely.
context that I wanted it, but if it means that they've had more time to make a better product.
I have a feeling that's not the reason why it took so long, because they crank out good anime faster than this, because it's been a long time since season 1 came out.
Yeah,
a long time. I just have a feeling, for whatever reason, it took a long time for season 2 to get off the ground.
Still no word in Shield Hero season 2. Like, it's confirmed, and season 3 is confirmed, but there's no word on when it's getting released.
I think with just the pandemic coming on, any shows that were in like post-production stuff,
I bet
just
he
like
doesn't have COVID.
Yes.
He's got a shield. He doesn't get COVID.
I'm pretty sure all of that stuff was just kneecapped, unfortunately, which is a bummer, but understandable.
There are bigger problems with all this.
It's true. So I did that. So that's been fun. It was good to watch. I'm still going through Gaim again. As you know, that's a pretty solid show still. It's shocking, I know.
It hasn't aged badly in your eyes.
No, it's still really good. I've seen the last of the dancing episodes as of last night.
I love how the show eventually just sort of goes like, listen, I was told I had to include this.
Yeah, Zach got his walnut suit, and I'm pretty sure that was the last dance episode, because it's like, okay,
because they have the big dance scene and God, why am I blanking on his name?
Vioma?
No, Oren.
Oren, yeah.
Oren is like sent to break it up, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so that's still good. It's just going to get sadder from here on, which I'm not upset about, because it's good. It's hardcore. Was there anything else? I think that's been about it, to be honest. Like I say, there's not been a lot happening, because there can't be a lot happening at the moment.
Yeah, no, and we were doing all right, and then it suddenly turned out that we're probably going, like, there's a local lockdown going on in one part of the country.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a case of less the country shuts down and more bits of the country shut down.
Yeah, probably. And I haven't been able to see my mate for a bit, so that's always been a bummer. And I can't really buy anything either, because I've set most of my money on fire buying a new computer.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I won't be buying anything. Like, the next thing I'm buying is a new computer screen, because this one's old as fuck. Like, you know how people are talking about hertz, and it's like, oh, you need 140 hertz. My screen's like a 50 hertz. It's not even a 60 hertz, so it's like super old. So these are updates I needed to do as well. It's definitely sped up like editing stuff and whatnot, so it's definitely worthwhile. In terms of questions and things, Mr. Mikey, we have one from Barricade, Joshua, who sends in a question. Hello, I've got a question for the podcast. My dad's a big Star Trek fan, but could never get into DS9. Every now and then I try and get him to watch it, but no luck so far. So both of you have watched it more recently than I have. Do you feel? I have. What do you feel are some good standalone episodes I can use to convince him to finally watch Star Trek's the best Star Trek series?
It's a very difficult one, because if he's a Star Trek fan, but he's like, I need me trekking across the stars. It's a difficult one. Like I would say, if he likes stuff like Measure of a Man or The Drumhead, try him on Duet.
Yeah. That was one of the... See, because I saw this question earlier in the week, I've had time to think, and that was that's one of the easy ones to pick, because it's a fucking good episode, and it's standalone.
Yeah, but I was like, if he's someone who likes those kind of bottle shows, definitely try him on something like that. But if he's into the adventures, the wandering, the standalone events, much, much harder to sell DS9.
Do you want to hear my thoughts?
Go ahead.
So duet, obviously. And then we go into the trick him category.
Ah.
And by trick him, I mean we do what the show did and we use characters from the next generation to trick him into watching the series. So this would be the worst of the ones I would say to trick him with would be, what was the Q episode? Q-less?
Think so.
Yeah, that one. It's not a great episode, but it's got Q in, so you could trick him with that.
Yeah.
Or you can go with a much better episode, Defiant, Season 3, with Tom Riker.
Tommy boy.
Not only is it not bad, the weakest aspect of the episode is Kira.
Yes.
Everything else is good. You have Cisco going to Cardassia, interacting with Gul Dukat and with the Cardassian government. Well, all this stuff your dad would know about if he's watched Next Gen, because that was all kind of set up there as well. With what was the really obnoxious Bajoran in that show called?
Roland.
The Ensign. Roland, yeah. That was all kind of set up with Roland stuff.
Who was originally supposed to be Kira.
Which isn't surprising because they act very similar. At least season 1 Kira.
She went off she got a deal on some cop show and left.
I'm glad. I like Nana. Nana's better. Better Nana. And you've got the callback to one very specific episode of Next Gen because of Tom Riker. So that's another good cut down. I think Defiant's just a really good, strong episode. And then if you want the episode, the furthest you can go, I would say, the furthest you can go to keep context working would be Way of the Warrior.
Yeah.
Part 1 and 2, obviously.
So Klingon focused.
Yeah, it's Klingon focused. The Dominion stuff is only just very lightly kicking off. We're in the Cold War part of the Dominion War, effectively. And it, like you say, it's the Klingon before the Klingon War. It's when the Klingon War kind of shoots up as well. And then you've got Worf coming in as well. And both me and you have always said, Mikey, DS9 gets better and better with each season for the most part. So by the time it hits season 4, it's really hit its stride and it's gotten really good at that point. Season 4 is a strong series or season. It depends how you want to get him in. Do you want to get him in with a standalone episode? Duet, then maybe trick him with Riker, Defiant, or just go fist in and just
or
go. Here's
trick
Worf.
him and then try duet.
There you go. Yeah, you could do that.
Because then you basically have lured him in with Next Gen, and then you just drop DS9 in him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just don't start him on Profit and Lace. Don't do that.
Please, for the love of all fuck, don't.
Don't start him on Move Along Home either.
Josh, it's been many years.
That would be fucking cruel, wouldn't it? It's like, oh, what was the first episode of DS9 you liked that made you hate it? I watched Move Along Home. Everyone's like, God damn it! Of course you hate it. Everybody hates that episode.
Andy, it's only a game.
It's true. It was only a game.
Fucking aliens.
It could have been an interesting episode. There's an idea in there which isn't terrible.
Yeah.
But it's very much a season 2 episode of the Next Gen.
Yes, incredibly so.
Like, mediocre. I wouldn't say terrible.
It's not Wesley nearly dies because he stood on grass bed, but...
Oh, that episode. I always like...
The sign said, stay off the grass.
I always like the episode where the crew were basically taking drugs, playing a video game.
Oh, yeah, and they're all just like... But there's this really bad stoned acting where they're all like having mini orgasms, and they're just kind of like...
It's a... Yeah.
And then you get to Troy, and she's just doing the same thing she does in every scene, which is have a mini orgasm.
Yes. Same with Crusher as well. All the ladies went full on, like, they're there.
Yeah.
They're there.
Wesley's just like... Wesley, being Wesley, doesn't want to have a mini orgasm.
Nope.
He wants to play a different game.
I remember when I watched that episode as a young kid. You remember Wesley's not girlfriend at the time?
Yeah, she's someone famous, isn't she?
Yeah, I remember like watching that and being like, "Wow, she's hot." I'm not into girls, but she's hot. I like her. That was a long time ago. The best reveal in that episode.
You're like 9 or 10, or yeah. When you said I'm not into girls, and I'm just like, you always seem to have been.
No. It's
never
like when
introduced me to a boyfriend. Is there a boyfriend?
When I'm like 9, I'm like, girls are Ricky and they smell like paste.
It's like that was you threw my brain off there for a second. Just like I've known Andy many years, and he seems to be heterosexual.
I am. I did you a bamboozle though. The best reveal in that episode though is when Wesley goes to tell Picard, and he leaves, and Picard like turns in his chair and puts on the glasses and turns back around and goes, "Oh."
I like the idea he hadn't been playing the game before then. Wesley told him not to do something.
Shut up, Wesley. I'll do what I want. Piece of
Wesley,
shit.
I'm the captain.
I'm basically your father because your father's dead and shit.
And you've no evidence that I'm not.
And I didn't... Oh, I thought you were going to say no evidence I didn't kill him.
Your father died of natural causes, and your mother's single now. What does that mean? No one knows.
I never committed to her either. Which makes it even worse. If that was the thing. So there you go. I hope that was helpful, Josh. Simon Tang sends me a message.
That's an amazing name.
It's not bad. Hi, Andy and Mikey. First time writer to the show, or to your show, our show, mine and yours.
If you did other shows, I'll already feel betrayed.
I am a listener and a Patreon from Canada. You've already insulted him at least once or twice today.
They're not
Mikey.
good people.
Love it when you talk about all the nerd stuff. You guys are up to date. Hang on. Love it when you talk about all the nerdy stuffs. You guys are up to date.
I get the intent.
Yes.
I believe I believe that might be up to.
Probably. Number 1. Yep, Transformers is getting too boring. I buy it because I need robot fix and it's easiest sourced. But sure. I'm changing it up. I 100% feel this way. Both me and Mikey have been saying this for a long time. The worst thing, I think, again, all three of us can agree, is it is unfortunately the easiest thing. Well, theoretically, it's the easiest thing for us to buy. Yeah. Compared to like getting anything from Japan.
Yep, except the interesting bits, which I can't get because they won't bring the price down.
No, I was going to say because everything's way too expensive. Yeah. 2, getting back into Gunpla. It's refreshing to have a choice of so many designs, unlike Transformers.
Nice one, Mr. Tang.
I get more satisfaction from an HG kit than most deluxe Transformers, roughly the same price. Not including the shipping, of course.
Yeah. I'd actually agree with, like, it's interesting for me. I was thinking about it. Just like, you buy a Transformer, and the best Transformer, you spend maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, unless you're doing something like taking photos or something.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then it'll go on your shelf and you'll interact with it sometimes, whatever. Like an HG kit, especially if you're doing painting or something like that, that's hours of work.
Yeah.
Hours of solid, like, you can come back for it every single day for a week and have something extra to do in it.
I will mention some high-grade sad news I found recently. I had the high-grade Cubile Revive, and I just picked it up randomly.
Is that the white one?
It's the white one, with the really weird design from Zeta.
Yeah, I really like that.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's a fantastically, like, not Gundam design. Really like the kit as well. But I picked it up recently and the hips have just died.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they've just gone. So because of how big and bulky it is, it can't stand up at all.
They're bringing out a new one of them, aren't they?
I think it's a master grade that they're bringing out, I think.
I hope that holds up better. It'll have an inner frame, I suppose.
Yeah, so either I'm going to have to replace the polycaps in it, or I'm going to thicken up the pegs, and I'm not sure which is better. I don't even know why. It's not like I've been playing around with it. It's just I picked it up one day, and it's just, oh, my legs are dead now. I'm like, oh.
It's just that size, I suppose.
Yeah, it's probably like how heavy it was and poorly designed hips, I guess. And, polycaps are never the best to hold a lot of weight on, unfortunately. Number 3, would like to share an NSFW link, not safe for wallet link. This Mikey, you will need to add this to your list. So I saw this and I went, oh yes, this is a 1000% Mikey thing.
Okay, let's see.
I'm not sure if it's a thing you would buy, but I think it is something you would at the very least appreciate.
Okay, it's a YouTube thing then. This could be Wotafa, because I've seen most of his nonsense.
No, I think it's an advert.
He's a happy man.
He is, yeah, good for him. He's got a lot of stuff.
Oh, fuck me.
What is it, Mikey?
Fuck me.
What is it, Mikey?
I don't even like this one.
No, it's not even the best design of Mechagodzilla.
No! Oh, God!
What is it, Mikey?
Oh, God, it moves!
Yep.
Oh god, it moves like a man in a suit. Radio-controlled Mecha Godzilla of 1970s version with spinny hands and lights.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want it. I want it. I don't even like. Oh god, it's so good.
Isn't it stupid? Its head spins too.
The lights change.
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't keep watching it. Oh no. I love it. I don't even. Oh god, there's the little belly. Oh my god, it looks so well done.
Yeah.
I don't want it, but I do. I love. I don't like the show of Mecha Godzilla. I really don't.
No, it's stupid.
I mean,
but...
I like it in a goofy way, but not in a I like the design way. But oh my god, his head spins and his eyes turn blue. I want it.
And
how much?
I don't have a link for it, but I'm gonna say a lot just because of it having seemingly a lot of features to it.
Figure for sale. This is gonna cost like life.
It will cost life.
It's 20 inches. Oh my god.
That's big,
How
yo.
much? Oh no.
How much?
Between 300 and 1,000, depending on where you're buying it on eBay.
God damn.
Toys in Mission. They're not eBay. What's their price when it was there? Oh, they don't have it. They've got different things. They've got 700. They have it. They had it on sale. Andy, would you like to hear the on sale price?
Okay.
7,804 yen.
How much? Sorry.
I'm sorry. 784,000 yen.
Oh, on sale.
On sale. What's that convert to?
700.
£2, we'll say. 784,000. 5,000. So the eBay ones are looking real good right now.
Yeah, goddamn. Holy shit.
I'm assuming it's a very rare thing that you can't get many of anymore.
It must be. It's neat, though.
I want it so badly. Seriously, I was not expecting this.
Were you expecting something stupid where like, it's fine?
Yeah, no, I was expecting robot I've never seen, or hey, look at these anime boobs. Because people seem to think I have a collection of anime boobs. I don't, for reference. Mm-hmm. I've never felt the urge to own women on my shelves. Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, there's that one, but she's tied up. It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
I feed her anyway. But oh man, I'm actually having a moment here.
That's not bad.
It's a convention exclusive as well.
Oh well, that would be a fuck you moment, isn't it?
No, it's not convention exclusive. There's just an extra video here of it at G-Fest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at all these fucking nerds and their Godzilla toy. I hate every single one of them.
Yeah.
I hate you all. Look at you bearded bastard in the background. Oh, look, there's a child enjoying it. Screw you, child.
You don't understand. You don't get it.
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, I've had an out-of-body. I need to turn this off. It's too hot for me to get this excited.
And number 4, I get a giggle when you guys try and say Mississauga. Mississauga.
Oh, where TF Con's held, Mississauga.
Yes, I think it's Mississauga. Excelsior, Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, you broke Mikey. You made him sad on the inside.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was right. It's an NSFW link, not safe for wallet.
No, your wallet's dead if it gets this. You're better off looking at porn. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That caught me completely off guard.
Yeah,
I'm usually ready to do the thing of just I'm super into something. I'm now going to play it up. Seriously, this is a real reaction. This is a very real reaction of, holy shit, I want that. Mm-hmm. I don't need kidneys.
Well, people don't need kidneys.
Exactly. They've got 2.
That's true. They only need 1.
Oh, I'm really sweating a lot after this.
And we actually have a message from Tentomon via Patreon as well.
If he sends me something as well, no more. No, I can't take it.
There's luckily not anything that you can buy here. The reason why you have to talk about furry porn than other more furry porn than other Transformers podcasts is because you actually answer my mad rambling. Ramblings, sorry, plural. Which has been very therapeutic. So thank you. Oh, that's
I'm glad
nice.
we could help.
Yeah.
If you want to know anything about my opinion on furry porn, feel free. I got asked about Zootopia once, and I mean, I probably would at a pinch, but I respect her too much.
Was it an awakening moment for you, Mikey?
No, not a jobby moment.
Yeah, that man loves his rabbit girls.
She's very good. She's someone you'd like. Like, I would be comfortable being like her friend, but I would be very judgmental of anyone she was dating.
That's fair.
We're totally just friends, though. we're just friends.
Nothing much has happened on the fairy front since, it says since, but I think it means since Beastars came out. Anyway, I've been watching the 80s Turtle TMNT show alongside the Rise of the TMNT and found funny similarities when it comes to how dumb the plots can be, which is why I see Rise as a true successor of the original cartoon. Have a good one, T4.
That's an interesting one, because I would honestly say a lot of the cartoons since have been trying to be the comic more than the cartoon.
From my small amount of knowledge I have on that, that sounds about right.
Because, like, whenever they've referenced... Because every series that I've seen since has had an episode about the original cartoon. Mm-hmm. And it's usually kind of a good-natured ribbing of how stupid it was.
Yeah. And with Rise of TMNT, I will always go with, I visually don't like it, but I respect how good the animation is for it.
Yeah, I've been seeing so much animation stuff, I've decided to do a bit of a deeper dive in it. I don't know when I'll get to it, but... Because, honestly, like, the animation style is not for you and me, but the animation quality, it seems to be up there.
Yeah, it's anime.
For an American production.
It's anime fight scenes quality, which is bizarre to see.
I saw a clip with the Shredder today. Mm-hmm. And the Shredder, I don't like that design at all.
No, not at all.
But there's some Gurren Lagann shit in there, and one thing I would never criticize Gurren Lagann for is its action.
I have a feeling the action can be as good as it is because of the art style, and it helps facilitate the action. Yeah,
they're not as tied into keeping the models and everything else, and also it's 2D, which is a big help.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Also, I found out today, Shredder is played by Splinter from 2012.
You mean in the new show? Oh, that's interesting, I suppose.
Yeah. Because I heard the voice and I was just like, that sounds very familiar.
I know you, Steve Blum.
All will be Steve.
That's the thing. In the voice acting world, everyone is Steve Blum. Even if you're not, you will be.
It's so distracting. I can, oh God. If he's in anything, it takes me out of it now.
Yeah, you're like, it's goddamn Steve. No, nothing wrong with Steve Blum as a person, but goddamn, it's Steve Blum again.
And he's very talented, but stop.
Please. There are other people you could use.
You've ruined Spike Spiegel. Retroactively, you've ruined Spike Spiegel. Because he stopped being Spike. He's now Steve Blum.
Yep, yeah, it's true, unfortunately. That's it. That's all of our news for this week. I don't have any more questions unless you doth, Mikey.
No, I'm good.
Where can people find you on the internet then, Mr. Mikey?
You can find me on the internet as Irish Paleo, and you can check out my YouTube if you want. There's also Fossil Fic, the Paleo podcast, where I talk about different bits of paleo fiction that interest me. I also appeared on a podcast with George Boy over on his YouTube on Exaggerated Theology this week because he finally finished Final Fantasy VII. I got a message an hour later saying I finished the game, talk to me. He liked it. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't really interested in having an opportunity about talking about Final Fantasy VII again.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so but I did it anyway, it's fine. If I can pull that lie off, I can pull it off for anyone. But yeah, so, and of course, guys, if you want to leave us any feedback, the email address is themoonbase2@gmail.com, and you can send it over all the other mediums, Facebook, iTunes, Libsyn, everywhere else, the places. Yeah, Andy, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW, on YouTube as Recommended TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn. Most of the RSS feeds, we're now on Spotify, after going through a bit of a irritating process of...
I was asked for that link again because it didn't work.
It says on Libsyn that it's up and working, as far as I'm aware. I'll have a quick check. You're going to
have to send me the link and I'll run a bit of a test.
No, the link wasn't the thing that worked. Oh. For some reason, the link I sent you just isn't a thing. Like, when I click on that link myself, it just brings up this massive wall of text, so it needs to be something else. I guess however they go in through Spotify, it should work that way. But I don't know. Because all it says on Libsyn is like, do you want to have a Spotify thing? It's like, do you want to set it up? And after I went through the faff again, that's sorted. It said it's done. And I haven't had any messages to say it doesn't work from at least the Libsyn side. So I don't know whether you need to be signed up to Spotify to see if this stuff works or not.
I'm not. So, but if you are anyone, please actually check it out and let us know what the story is, because we need to know if it works.
yeah, it'd be handy. It'd be good to know. You can also head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2 and do $2 each month to get the extended version from the files of Teletran 2. You also get the Moonbase Woo Woo. We talk about non-transformery things. And you can also go to the Moonbase 2 YouTube page, which is Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. And also, if you want, you can head over to ccbunker.weebly.com. So that's it, Mr. Mikey. Thank you for joining me again to talk about Transformers and whatnot.
Thank you for providing me with a chance to actually break my brain live on air.
Hey! Well, that wasn't me, I just facilitated the event.
Yeah, you're a facilitator.
I try my best. So until next week, everybody, we will catch you next time, and maybe with some Transformer news, but let's not, fool ourselves.